"Get your filthy black hands off my desk." Branch manager. Garrett Sinclair. Does not just shout it. He spits it like venom across the polished marble of Ashford and Sterling Financial. He rips the crisp loan application from his desk. Perfect credit score, verified federal income, $385,000 request, a flawless file, the kind that should slide through with a stamp of approval. But then his eyes snag on the name. Belle Mercer. His throat closes. The paper shakes in his grip. Color drains from his face as if the name itself carved out his courage. "No." It slips out like a confession. "Not Mercer. Not again." He hurls the application at her face. Sheets scatter like broken promises, fluttering across the floor. His coffee mug follows, smashing, spilling brown liquid across white marble like a crime scene. And Belle, she doesn't flinch. She sits perfectly still. Professional blazer pressed, black briefcase by her chair, posture upright, jaw locked, gaze steady. She is stone in a storm. Garrett lunges for his phone, panic turning his hands into claws. "FBI, get here now! Her name is Mercer. She's one of them!" His voice cracks into a desperate hiss. Belle checks her watch. 2:53 p.m. The hour she's waited for. 10 years balancing on a second hand. Officer. Thaddeus Archer. Arrives, too fast, almost like he was waiting. His security uniform is sharp, hand brushing the holster. He scans the wreckage, torn papers, spilled coffee, and a black woman who looks less like a suspect and more like a monument. "Back office now." His tone is clipped. No room for refusal. Belle stands, smooth, collected. She doesn't resist, doesn't speak. Only the sound of her heels clicking steady on the marble as she leaves. She leaves the briefcase behind, unzipped, gaping slightly, like an open secret. Garrett watches her disappear down the hall. He spins back, phone pressed so tight his knuckles pale. His voice drops to razor-wire whisper, "It's happening. A Mercer just walked in. Exactly like you warned." The response on the other end is too quiet to hear, but whatever it is drains the last of Garrett's courage. He hangs up, wipes sweat from his face, and realizes his hand is trembling violently. Across the lobby, teller. Vanessa Pembroke, 20 years in this bank, stands frozen. She's always kept her head down, always swallowed the truth. But now her body betrays her, breath shallow, knuckles white on the counter. Her eyes fall to the papers scattered at her feet. One form face up, the name screaming at her. Belle Mercer. Her chest caves. "No, not again." The flashback slams into her like a steel door. 10 years ago, a different Mercer. Agent Barrett Mercer. Same chair, same spotless application, same fate. FBI badge on the desk. Useless against the quiet racism in this place. Denied anyway. Security walked him out. From his office window, Preston Ashford had watched like a vulture circling roadkill. 2 weeks later, Barrett was found dead. Suicide, they called it. But Vanessa remembers the morning after. Preston's voice on the phone, sharp and merciless. Problems handled. He won't be investigating us anymore. And now, his daughter sits in that back office. Another Mercer. Another storm about to break. Handled like Barrett was garbage. That memory is acid in Vanessa's stomach. The briefcase left behind in plain sight seems to pulse, 3 steps away, whispering promises of truth. Her fingers twitch toward it, trembling, her heart pounding so loud it blurs out the lobby noise. But fear is stronger. She retreats, spine locking. Some truths are designed to kill anyone who touches them. In the back office, the air feels like a cage. No windows, buzzing fluorescent lights, a metal table like an interrogation slab. Belle Mercer sits with perfect posture, hands folded, unmoving. Across from her, Garrett Sinclair looms, sweat already shining through his shirt. Her shredded loan application lies between them, spread like crime scene evidence. Garrett's voice cracks as he tries to force authority. Your real name. It's right here. Don't deny it. Belle's tone stays calm, surgical. Credit score 815. Verified federal income, current address documented. What exactly doesn't add up? Garrett stabs the page with his finger. Your profile doesn't match our typical applicant. Belle's gaze slices through him. What profile is that, Mr. Sinclair? The question detonates in silence. Garrett sputters, papers shuffling like shields in his hands. Irregularities, he mutters. Name one. He can't. He bolts into the hallway, voice rising, desperation in every syllable. We need him here now. Yes, a Mercer, I'm sure. She's asking questions like she knows. Belle listens, impassive, already 2 steps ahead. Her phone vibrates once on the table. She doesn't check it. She doesn't need to. The briefcase remains in the lobby, zipper cracked, waiting like a trap armed years ago. Inside, case number 6821, reopened. Garrett stumbles back into the room, trying for composure but drowning in fear. Why this branch? Who referred you? Where did you hear about us? Every one of Belle's answers is a wall. He's unraveling when his phone buzzes again. He glances at the screen. His face drains. He's here. Footsteps echo in the hallway. Not rushed, controlled, deliberate, powerful. The door swings open. Preston Ashford enters like he owns gravity itself. 70 years old, silver hair, $10,000 suit, eyes honed into ice picks. He freezes mid-step when he sees Belle. For 3 long seconds, time holds its breath. Then his face twists into something old and ugly. His voice drops into accusation. What is your father's name? Belle doesn't blink. Agent Barrett Mercer, FBI, deceased. The air freezes. Preston's fists clench, knuckles cracking. Rage strains every muscle in his jaw. Get her out. Call the FBI. Impersonation. Fraud. I'm not impersonating anyone. Belle's voice could shatter stone. I'm applying for a loan, just like my father did, right here, 10 years ago. You remember? A twitch flickers in Preston's left eye. Belle presses. Agent Barrett Mercer, perfect credit, stable federal employment. You denied him personally. Why? He tries the old shield. We deny hundreds of applications. No. Her tone is a blade. You denied him because he was FBI, because he was investigating you, because a federal agent with subpoena power was the last thing you could afford. Preston's breathing turns ragged, chest heaving too fast. He starts a sentence. Your father was... then chokes on it. Too late. Belle leans forward, precision in her voice. Finish it. Out loud. His face spasms between rage and panic. He whirls on Garrett. Call them now! FBI! Arrest her for fraud and harassment! Garrett fumbles his phone, hands shaking so violently he nearly drops it. Belle glances at her watch. 3:04 p.m. Her lips curve. They're already coming! Preston's head snaps toward her. What did you say? The FBI. They're en route. Have been since your first call. You've got 38 minutes left. For the first time, Preston's mask cracks. Something primal surges through him. He stalks forward, trying to smother her with proximity. His voice drips poison. People like you, always gaming the system. Affirmative action trying to give you what you could never earn. Officer Archer shifts uncomfortably at the door. The words hang like smoke. Belle's eyes sharpen to ice. Say that again. Slower. For the record. Preston's face purples. Veins bulge. He spits the first half of the slur, then chokes himself off mid-sentence. The silence screams louder than his words. Belle leans back, gaze never wavering. Her voice drops to deadly quiet. Thank you. Thank you. Belle's voice is quiet now. So quiet it feels like a blade sliding across glass. Deadly. Final. Preston blinks, thrown. For what? For saying it out loud. Her eyes lift to the corner of the room, deliberately, slowly. The camera. the tiny device with its single blinking red light. Recording. Watching. Preston's gaze follows hers like he's being pulled by strings. When he sees it, the color drains from his face in an instant. That camera's been off for maintenance for 3 weeks. Belle's tone slices through the lie. It was. Until someone turned it back on. 20 years ago. Administrative override. Or FBI remote access. She pauses, lets the silence choke him. Take your pick. Preston stumbles back, slamming against the wall. His breathing stutters, ragged and uneven. Garrett's phone call finally connects. FBI field office, a calm, professional voice answers. Units already dispatched. ETA 14. Do you have additional information to report? The phone slips from Garrett's fingers, clattering across the metal table. The voice repeats, ETA 14. Please remain at your location. The line goes dead. Silence devours the room. Preston stares at Belle as if she were a ghost, risen to collect a blood debt. His empire is splintering around him, cracks spreading faster than he can hide them. His voice trembles. Who are you? Belle rises slowly, adjusting her blazer with surgical precision, every movement controlled. I'm the woman you just denied a loan to because of her last name. I'm the daughter of the man you destroyed 10 years ago. And in 14 minutes, you're going to understand exactly what that means. She sits back down, folds her hands, as calm as death itself. But please, keep talking. The cameras these days are excellent. Preston's legs give out. He collapses into the chair like a marionette cut loose, his hands trembling against the cold metal. At the door, Officer Thaddeus Archer feels the ground tilt beneath him. His duty was to guard Belle Mercer, keep her contained. But for the first time, he realizes maybe he's been guarding the wrong person. The hum of the fluorescent lights becomes unbearable. 14 minutes left. 14 until judgment. Preston seizes Garrett's shoulder, voice acidic. Document everything now. Garrett fumbles with a notepad, pen scratching like a weapon. 3:06 p.m. Subject became aggressive, raised voice, threatening gestures. But Belle hasn't moved, hasn't spoken above a whisper. Officer Archer's gut twists. He knows this is fabrication in real time, lies being born in ink. Add erratic behavior, possible intoxication, false credentials. Preston hisses. The pen scratches faster. This is how they bury people, Belle thinks. One false report at a time. Preston grabs his phone again, voice cracking. FBI, Preston Ashford, CEO Ashford Sterling. We have a situation. Impersonation fraud. Belle Mercer, Mercer. He spits the name like poison, but then his face drains. Already dispatched? What do you mean? I'm calling to report. His knees weaken. He stares at the phone like it betrayed him. They were already coming. Before I called. How did they? His voice falters, dread turning to rage. Maybe she really is FBI, Garrett whispers, panicked. Shut up! Belle checks her watch. 3:11 p.m. Her smile is thin as a knife's edge. They're not coming for me, not anymore. In the lobby, Vanessa can't breathe. The briefcase still sits open, its secrets glowing like a beacon. And her mind drags her back. 10 years ago, another Mercer, Barrett Mercer. Perfect credit, stable federal job, FBI credentials gleaming, still denied, escorted out by security while Preston watched like a predator. 2 weeks later, dead, gun in hand. They called it suicide. Case closed before the body was cold. But Vanessa remembers. She remembers Preston's voice in this very lobby, phone pressed to his ear. Words carved into her brain. The problem is handled. He won't be investigating us anymore. Now history isn't repeating. It's coming back for vengeance. Those words, the problem is handled. He won't be investigating us anymore, have lived inside Vanessa for a decade, rotting her conscience. She'll never unhear them. Barrett Mercer wasn't a customer to them. He was a liability. a transaction to be erased. Her stomach goes to ice. The briefcase, sitting a few feet away, pulls at her like gravity. 3 steps. Answers inside. Fingers trembling, she reaches, heart pounding so loud it's like a drum in her ears. But fear wins again. She backs away. Some truths are too heavy. Some secrets devour anyone who touches them. Yet she owes that man. And his daughter, back there being strangled by the same machine. She owes her too. Inside the back office, Preston looms over Belle like an executioner savoring a kill. His smile is ugly, triumphant, a carbon copy of the cruelty that destroyed her father. "We have documentation now," he sneers. "Written record, multiple witnesses. When the FBI arrives, they'll see what you really are. A fraud, a liar. Just like your father." Belle tilts her head, voice soft and dangerous. "My father was a liar. He made accusations without proof, harassed legitimate businesses, destroyed reputations." Preston's confidence grows with each word, until she cuts him open. "What reality, Mr. Ashford? Be specific. You mean when he died?" Her voice is a scalpel, each word drawing blood. 2 weeks after you denied him? 2 weeks after he walked into the bank he was investigating? 2 weeks after you knew the FBI was onto you? Quite the timing." Preston's jaw locks. "The FBI ruled it suicide. I had nothing." "The FBI," Belle cuts through, "is coming, and they're going to rule very differently this time." Officer Archer's radio crackles, static, then dispatch. "All units, FBI arrival 12. Stand by for federal jurisdiction transfer." Preston forces a smile, trying to look like a man still in control, but his hands tremble like leaves in a storm. Garrett clutches his fabricated notes, his false insurance policy, his career-ending mistake, while Belle sits perfectly still. She knows exactly how this ends. The lies are written down. The cameras are rolling. Every crime documented in real time. The FBI isn't coming for her. They're coming for them. And these men are building their own cages, word by trembling word. Outside the interrogation room, Officer Thaddeus Archer stands stiff, arms crossed, face unreadable. But inside him, something is cracking. He pulls out the incident report Garrett handed him 15 minutes ago and reads it again. Every word is wrong. The subject became agitated at 3:06 p.m. He was there. She didn't move. Raised voice. She spoke twice. Calm, controlled. Erratic behavior. Her eyes were clear, her hands steady. This is a setup. He hears muffled voices through the door, Garrett coaching Preston on what to say when the FBI arrives, rehearsing lies to align their stories. Archer's training screams at him. Innocent people don't prep stories. Guilty people do. He pulls out his phone, thumb hovering over a contact he hasn't used in 2 years, his former commanding officer, now at the FBI. His heart pounds. His thumb moves. He types, "Something's wrong at Ashford and Sterling Financial. They're setting someone up. Black woman says her name is Mercer. You should know." He hesitates for 1 second, then hits send. 3 seconds later, a response flashes. Already aware. Team en route. Stand by. Protect the subject if necessary. Archer's eyes widen. Already aware. He looks through the door window at Belle. Still sitting. Still calm. Not a victim. An operation. In the lobby, Vanessa's war with herself hits critical mass. That briefcase. The truth inside. Guilt, heavier than fear now, pressing her toward it. She moves. Each step feels like betrayal, of Preston, of the bank, of 2 decades of silence. Her hands close on the briefcase. She opens it wider. Files, documents, a photograph. Agent Barrett Mercer in full FBI uniform, arm wrapped proudly around a younger woman, mid-20s, fresh academy graduate, the daughter, Belle. Vanessa's breath catches. Beneath the photo, a worn notebook labeled Dad's Case, the truth they buried. She shouldn't. She knows she shouldn't. She opens it anyway. First page, Barrett's handwriting, case number 6821, discriminatory lending pattern. Ashford and Sterling Financial. Evidence of systematic denial to 29 families, all minorities, all qualified, all rejected. Shell Company. Heritage Investment Group purchases foreclosed properties. Ownership, Preston Ashford 60%, Garrett Sinclair Sr. 40%. This isn't banking. This is theft with paperwork. Vanessa's vision blurs as she flips pages. Dates, transactions, names, her own name. Her own signature on denial form she processed years ago. Morrison family 2019. Qualified. Denied. Johnson family 2020. Qualified. Denied. Williams family 2021. Qualified. Denied. 29 families. She helped destroy them. Her hands shake so hard the notebook nearly falls. She closes the briefcase, but the damage is done. She can't unknow. She walks toward Preston's office. Each step is heavy, final. She knocks. "Not now, Vanessa," Preston barks. She opens the door anyway. "It's about the Mercer file, the original, from 10 years ago." Preston's face drains. He lunges from behind his desk, dragging her into the hallway. "What did you say?" "The Mercer file," she repeats, voice stronger now, fueled by a decade of guilt. "From when Agent Barrett Mercer applied for a loan, when you denied him, when he died 2 weeks later." Preston grabs her arm, squeezing. "You kept your mouth shut then. You'll keep it shut now." Vanessa jerks free. "A man died, Preston, and now you're doing it again, to his daughter. That man was going to expose you? Going to show everyone what you really are? So you made sure he couldn't." Preston's face twists. "You don't know what you're talking about." "I know you made a phone call the day after he died. I heard you say, 'The problem is handled.' I've lived with that for 10 years. Preston sneers. "Then keep living with it." "No." The word bursts out stronger than she expected. "Not anymore. I'm done protecting you." She walks back to her station, heart pounding, hands shaking, but for the first time, moving toward the truth. But this time, Vanessa doesn't stop. Her fingers fly across the keyboard as if years of silence have finally broken free. She logs in, pulls up 10 years of loan records, the denials, the patterns, the crimes hiding inside spreadsheet cells like rot under polished marble. She hits print. The machine growls to life. Pages spill out, relentless, each one a nail in Preston's coffin. Black and white evidence stacking, undeniable. She grabs an envelope, writes a name on the front, FBI agent Callum Rhodes. She doesn't know him, but instinct tells her he's the right one. Garrett appears, eyes wide when he sees the papers. "What are you doing?" Vanessa doesn't look up. "My job. Finally doing my actual job." He lunges for the envelope, but Officer Thaddeus Archer steps between them. His hand doesn't touch his weapon. It doesn't need to. His voice is flat, final. "She's working. Leave her alone." Garrett sputters. "You work for me." "I work for the law," Archer replies. "There's a difference." Garrett stumbles back, retreating to Preston's office, face pale. Vanessa keeps printing. She seals the records inside the envelope and sets it on her desk in plain view. Visible, undeniable. Preston emerges moments later. His eyes find the envelope. His face turns purple with fury. "You just ended your career." Vanessa meets his gaze, voice steady. "No, I just saved what's left of my soul." Archer shifts his stance between them, body language loud. Nobody touches it. In the back office, Belle hears the raised voices. She doesn't move. She doesn't need to. The cracks are spreading. The system is breaking itself apart. She checks her watch. 3:23 p.m. 18 minutes left. Right on schedule. The door opens. Archer steps in, softer now. "Ma'am, can I get you some water?" "I'm fine, officer, but thank you." Belle studies him. Really studies him. "You're a good man. That matters." His throat tightens. "Are you really FBI?" Belle reaches into her blazer, pulls out a leather credential holder, opens it. The badge gleams under buzzing fluorescent light. "FBI Section Chief, Belle Mercer, white-collar crime division. Archer's world tilts. Jesus Christ. Belle's voice is quiet, certain. Keep that to yourself for 18 more minutes. Can you do that? He nods, wordless. Good. Because when this is over, I'm going to need good people like you. Archer steps outside again, no longer guarding her, now protecting her. And Preston has no idea the ground has shifted beneath his feet. Outside, 3 black SUVs ghost to a stop across from Ashford and Sterling Financial. No sirens, no lights, predators in the dusk. Agent Callum Rodis's exits first. Silver hair, weathered face, eyes that have seen too much and forgotten nothing. He raises his radio. All units hold. Nobody moves until 3:41, exact. A young agent frowns. Sir, why? Because Barrett S. watch stopped at 3:41. Callum S. voice could cut steel. 10 years ago today, she'll want them to feel it. The team goes still. They understand. Callum stares at the bank. His best friend's daughter is inside, surrounded by his killers. Almost there, Barrett. Almost done. Inside, Preston storms back into the interrogation room. Sweat-drenched, unraveling thread by thread. His tie hangs loose, jacket crooked, the mask of power cracking apart. The FBI arrives any second, he spits. You're done. Fraud, impersonation, federal crimes stacking up. Belle's eyes stay lowered, calm. They're coming. You're right. She lifts her gaze. Your father couldn't handle reality. People like him, people like you. Say it. Her head snaps up. Finish it. The cameras are still recording. Preston's eyes dart to the blinking red light. His mouth clamps shut. He's trembling on the edge of self-destruction. Almost, Belle whispers. You almost destroyed yourself again. Outside, Callum's radio crackles. Subject inside. Live camera feed established. Callum almost smiles. She did it. Got them to activate surveillance themselves. Back in the lobby, Vanessa digs deeper, fingers flying. Buried customer complaints surface. 34 families, all minorities, all silenced. Denied justice. She exports them to a flash drive, slips it into the envelope. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. A text. Your courage matters. CR. She doesn't know who CR is, but her hands stop shaking. Garrett looms over her. You're destroying yourself. Vanessa doesn't look up. I destroyed myself 10 years ago. Today I rebuild. Back office. 3:28 p.m. Belle checks her watch. 13 minutes left. Archer outside the door, not holding her in, but keeping them out. Preston circles like a rabid animal, shirt soaked with sweat. When they get here, you're finished, he growls. Belle rises slowly. One of us ends. You're absolutely right. Something in her voice freezes him. His pacing halts. What? What does that mean? Belle walks to the window in the door. Archer stands guard. Vanessa at her station, envelope glowing like a live bomb. You've spent 13 minutes confessing on camera, Belle says, turning back, and you still don't see it. Preston rushes to the window, sees Vanessa's hand resting on the envelope like a detonator. His face drains of all color. What did she? His voice cracks. What did that do? Belle sits again, her calm absolute. She chose truth over complicity, something you've never understood. Her gaze pins him like an insect. Preston, your empire isn't crumbling. It's already rubble. You're just realizing it now. It's already rubble. Preston is just realizing it now. He stands frozen, a man watching the foundations of his empire collapse in real time. Outside, Agent Callum Rhodes checks his watch. 3:30 p.m. Radio to lips. Final positions. We move at 3:41. Precise. Static crackles back. Confirmed. Ready. Waiting. Engines purr from the SUVs outside, restrained beasts waiting to strike. In the lobby, Vanessa slips the flash drive into the envelope. A decade of crimes sealed in one package. Archer stands sentinel, allegiance shifted, soul intact. Belle waits, patient, carrying her father's final hour like a torch. Preston finally understands. He isn't waiting for rescue, he's waiting for judgment. 11 minutes left. Justice has a schedule and it's never late. Back in the interrogation room, Preston's panic warps into something uglier. Calculation. Desperation wrapped in the disguise of control. "Garrett," his voice slices sharp. "Get Brock here, now." Garrett blinks. "Brock Sutherland? He's been retired for..." "I don't care if he's on his deathbed. Get him here in 8 minutes. He's the only one who can verify what really happened with Barrett Mercer." Garrett fumbles his phone, dialing with shaking hands. Preston storms down the hall, pounds on the IT office door. "Override the camera system now." The door cracks. A young tech peers out, pale. "Sir, I can't. Administrative locks engaged." "From where?" The kid swallows. "FBI remote access. Active for 23 minutes. Preston staggers back, slams into the wall. They've been inside the system, watching, recording. In the interrogation room, Belle finally moves, stands, stretches, extends her hand. "May I have my briefcase? There's something I'd like to show you." Archer doesn't hesitate. He retrieves it from the lobby, places it in her hands. Belle opens it fully. Files spill across the table, and beneath them, something else. A second badge, encased in glass like a relic. She lifts it, light catching metal. "My father's badge." Her voice is reverent, deadly. "Taken from this bank. He died investigating the loan you denied him, because you were already laundering money through discriminatory foreclosures. You couldn't risk FBI scrutiny on your books." "That's insane." Preston's voice cracks. "He committed suicide. Case closed." "Case number 681, Belle corrects, sliding a folder across the table. "Closed by retired agent Brock Sutherland, who deposited $150,000 into an offshore account 3 weeks after my father's death. Cayman Islands. Account number 88214911163. She lays out the wire transfers, highlighted transactions glowing like execution orders. Preston's lips move, but no sound comes. "You can't prove..." "I don't need to." Belle's smile is razor thin. "I just had to get you to create new crimes today. Discrimination, false imprisonment, fabricating evidence, witness intimidation, all caught on camera, all federal felonies, all committed in the last hour." Preston's eyes burn with rage, then fear, then disbelief. "You set this up. This whole thing was a trap." Belle tilts her head. "No, Mr. Ashford. You built the trap 10 years ago when you killed my father. Today, you walked back into it." Footsteps thunder down the hall. Heavy, urgent. Brock Sutherland appears in the doorway. Late 50s, gray stubble, a man haunted by ghosts. His eyes land on Belle. He freezes. "You..." His voice cracks. "You're Barrett's daughter." "Hello, Agent Sutherland." Belle's tone is arctic. "Or should I say, the man who ruled my father's murder a suicide." Brock's face collapses. He glances at Preston, then back at Belle, then at the badge gleaming on the table. "You told me this was about fraud," Brock whispers to Preston. "You didn't say it was her." "Fix this." Preston's voice is ragged, desperate. "Tell her she's wrong. Tell her your investigation was legitimate." But Brock's eyes fall to the bank statements, the Cayman accounts with his own number staring back at him. His shoulders slump, 10 years of weight breaking him in half. "I can't." His voice is broken. "Not anymore." Preston's face contorts. "We had a deal." "The deal was silence," Brock says, guilt carved into every wrinkle. "Not perjury in front of a section chief." Preston stiffens. "Section chief?" Belle taps her credentials, steady. "FBI White Collar Crime Division, Section Chief, 3 years. and you've just committed multiple federal felonies in front of me. Brock stumbles back, shaking his head. I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. I can't lie anymore. Not to her. Not to Barrett's daughter. His voice cracks like old wood. Your father was my friend, and I let you kill him. I've lived in hell for 10 years. I won't add to it. Belle checks her watch. 3:38 p.m. 3 minutes, gentlemen. Her voice fills the room like a gavel hitting wood. I suggest you decide who speaks first when the real FBI arrives, because they're not coming for me. She lets it hang in the air. They're coming for you! Preston collapses against the wall, gasping like a drowning man. Brock lingers in the doorway, a man already judged, waiting for the hammer to fall. Belle sits calm, patient, like someone who has already won. 3 minutes until 3:41. The exact time her father's watch froze. The hour his life was stolen. Everything is coming full circle. Officer Thaddeus Archer takes a long breath. Then he does something that severs his career for good. He unclips his security badge, places it on the table with a soft, deliberate click. Chief Mercer. His voice is steady. I apologize for my part in this. I didn't know at first, but I should have questioned sooner. Belle studies him, her gaze sharp enough to flay lies. Then she softens. You questioned it when it mattered, Officer Archer. That's what counts. He nods. It's just that now... He gestures at the badge. I don't work for them anymore. Belle extends her hand. They shake, firm, respectful. The Bureau could use men who choose right over easy, Thaddeus. Something shifts in his face. Hope, purpose, rebirth. He opens the door wide. You're free to go, ma'am. Belle rises but doesn't move forward. Not yet. One more minute. Vanessa enters, tears streaking her cheeks, but her spine straight as steel. I'm so sorry, she blurts. I processed your father's loan denial. I saw the notes. Reject law enforcement profile. I knew it was wrong, but I was scared. Belle's expression softens, just barely. You're here now. You activated the cameras. You printed the evidence. That's what matters. Will I go to jail? Vanessa's voice trembles. That depends on what you tell the FBI in 3 minutes, Belle answers honestly. Truth carries weight in sentencing. Use it. Vanessa nods, wiping her eyes. I'll tell them everything. She walks out, shoulders straighter than when she entered. Belle is alone now. She slips the watch from her wrist, her father's watch, frozen at 3:41. She holds it close, presses it to her ear, silent as it has been for 10 years. Her lips move, a whisper meant only for ghosts. The eviction notice is coming. It's time, Dad. It's finally time. She straps it back on, checks her phone. Thapperty, 45. One breath. 10 years of purpose. She opens the door. Archer falls in step beside her. Not a guard, but an ally. They walk toward the lobby together. Vanessa rises from her station, envelope in hand. Preston appears from the shadows, face gray, hollow, seeing the ruin of everything he built. Outside, Callum Rhodes checks his watch. 3:41. Radio to lips. All units, move now. The SUVs erupt alive, doors bursting open. 12 agents in tactical black surge forward, a wave of judgment. Inside, Belle reaches the lobby center. She checks her father's watch. 3:41 p.m. 10 years later, the exact moment. The glass doors explode inward. FBI, nobody move! Callum leads the charge, 12 agents fanning out with weapons raised, authority absolute. The bank freezes. Preston steps forward, relief flooding his face. Finally, thank God you're here. This woman has been... Callum walks right past him, doesn't even glance. He strides straight to Belle, stops and snaps to attention. He salutes. Chief Mercer, good to see you, ma'am. Every agent follows. 12 salutes, perfect unison. Preston's face drains of blood. His mouth opens, but no sound escapes. Belle returns the salute. Her hand trembles, just slightly. "Thank you, Callum. I appreciate the timing." "We waited for 3:41, Callum says, his voice thick. "We knew you'd want that." Belle taps her father's watch, frozen at that very minute. Callum's eyes mist. 10 years, Bree. We finally got them." Belle's voice almost breaks. "We did. He would have appreciated this." Preston finds his voice at last, strangled, desperate. What? What is this?" Belle turns to him, transformed. No longer the woman under interrogation. Now she is judge, prosecutor, executioner. "This is case number 6821, reopened today." Her voice is ice, cutting clean. "You didn't just discriminate against a loan applicant, Mr. Ashford. You discriminated against an FBI section chief conducting an authorized investigation. You falsely imprisoned a federal agent. You fabricated evidence. You attempted witness intimidation." She steps closer. "You're done." Preston stumbles backward against the wall. "This is entrapment. This is justice," Belle cuts him off. "This is what it looks like when it finally arrives." She opens her briefcase, lays out 3 folders like a winning hand. "Agent Rhodes, present the forensic analysis." Callum steps forward, producing a thick report stamped with the FBI seal. "Ballistics re-examination. The weapon that killed Agent Barrett Mercer contained 2 distinct sets of prints. Barrett's on the grip, a second set on the trigger." He looks at Brock Sutherland. "Matched to you." Brock collapses into a chair, head in hands. 10 years of running, cornered at last. "You were sloppy," Belle says coldly. "You wiped the gun, but not the trigger guard. 10 years ago, we couldn't lift that partial. Now we can." An agent reads from a card. "Brock Sutherland, you are under arrest for the murder of FBI Special Agent Barrett Mercer." The Miranda rights echo through the bank like a hymn of reckoning. Brock doesn't resist, doesn't argue, just breaks. His voice cracks. "Preston paid me. Said Barrett was going to ruin everything. Just scare him, he said. Make him back off. But Barrett fought. And He chokes. "I pulled the trigger. Then Preston paid me $150,000 to close it as suicide. Clean. Easy." Full confession. On the record. Every word recorded. Belle shows nothing, but inside, her father's ghost finally has an answer. She opens the second folder. Agent Donahue. Financial Crimes Analysis. Special Agent Sloan Donahue steps forward, tablet glowing. Charts and graphs project across the wall. "Preston Ashford, your bank denied loans to 29 families in the past decade. All minorities, all fully qualified. Average credit score, 780. Steady income, all denied." She clicks forward. "Properties foreclosed. Bought at auction for pennies on the dollar by Heritage Investment Group. Resold at triple. Ownership, Preston Ashford, 60%. Garrett Sinclair Sr., 40%. Incorporated 3 months before the first denial." Belle's voice lands like a gavel. "You weren't just discriminating. You were orchestrating a theft ring, using your bank as a weapon, identifying families, stripping them of everything. Their homes were stolen, their wealth transferred to you." The number, $3.2 million, hangs in the air like a sentence already passed. "My father discovered this pattern," Belle says, her voice unwavering. "That's why you killed him. Because an FBI agent with subpoena power was the end of your empire." Preston tries to speak, but his throat closes. His legs buckle. He sinks to the floor, a king dethroned in his own palace. Garrett's face turns chalk white. "I didn't know. My father never told me." "You knew enough," Belle cuts him off. "Every loan you denied today, every false report you filed, every lie you documented, you carried his crimes forward, you protected his legacy. That was your choice." She opens the third folder, the final blow. "Now let's review what you did in the last hour." Agent Donahue taps a tablet. Security footage projects across the marble wall. The entire bank sees it. Customers, employees, agents. 3:01 p.m., Garrett sees the Mercer name, rejects the loan instantly. No review. 3:04 p.m., Preston storms in, refuses service on nothing but a surname. 3:06 p.m., Garrett fabricates an incident report. The footage shows Belle motionless, silent. 3:15 p.m., audio plays. Preston A.'s own voice. People like you done to belong in institutions like mine. The words echo, vile and undeniable. 3:23 p.m. Preston threatens Vanessa. You kept quiet then. You'll keep quiet now. Witness intimidation caught in crystal clarity. Every crime, every moment preserved forever. You had a chance to process a loan application, Belle says quietly, deadly. Instead, you committed 5 federal crimes in under an hour because a name reminded you of the man you murdered. Preston slides down the wall, shattered. Callum Rhodes steps forward, badge out, voice final. Preston Ashford, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, civil rights violations, federal lending discrimination, false imprisonment of a federal officer, and witness tampering. He turns to Garrett. Garrett Sinclair, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit fraud, civil rights violations, false imprisonment, and obstruction of justice. Click, click. The handcuffs echo like church bells tolling. Preston looks up at Belle, broken. Who are you? Belle crouches, meets his eyes at his lowest. I'm the daughter who spent 10 years building an airtight case. I'm the woman you underestimated because of her skin color. I'm the FBI section chief you just confessed multiple felonies to. She straightens, looking down one last time. And I'm the last person you should have ever crossed. Agents haul Preston up. His $10,000 shoes drag across marble like shackles. Outside, the media swarms. Cameras flash, reporters shout, the Chiron already runs. Bank CEO arrested, FBI agent murder solved after 10 years. Inside, Belle stands in the center of the lobby where her father once stood alive. The briefcase remains open, its contents spread like a museum of their crimes. Vanessa steps forward, envelope in hand. 10 years of records, she says, voice steady. Every denial, every buried complaint. Callum accepts it with a nod. Your cooperation will be noted. Archer stands off to the side, torn but steady. Callum hands him a card. Chief Mercer says you chose integrity when it mattered. The Bureau values that. Call me. Archer meets Belle's eyes. She nods. Hope sparks in him for the first time in years. The bank empties. Suspects cuffed, evidence cataloged, justice finally alive. Belle lingers. She looks at her father's watch. Frozen at 3:41. 10 years, 4 months, 16 days. The wait is over. His name is clear. His killer's undone. She closes the briefcase, lifts it. Heavy, but familiar now. Steps toward the door, each one steady, certain. Outside, the sunset bleeds gold across the horizon. Preston, Garrett, and Brock shuffle out in chains, swallowed by camera flashes. Justice served. Vanessa wipes her eyes, voice breaking with relief. Your father, when we denied him, he smiled. He said, "Thank you." I never forgot. Belle's composure falters, just for a moment. That was him. He believed people were good, even when systems failed. She takes Vanessa's trembling hand. He'd want you to have a second chance. Use it wisely. Callum approaches, his voice low. Your father once told me, it's not where you start, it's what you stand for. Archer hears it. The words crack something open in him. Belle pulls her father's notebook from her briefcase. The final entry etched in his hand. Case number 6821. If I can't finish this, someone will. Belle whispers, her voice carrying into the fading light. I finished it, Dad. Justice doesn't belong to one person. It's a relay race. You just have to make sure the baton gets passed. Belle's voice trembles, breaking for the first time. He knew he was in danger. He documented everything anyway. Left me the baton. Callum grips her shoulder, steady as stone, and he passed it to the right person. Outside, the last patrol car pulls away. Inside, Ashford and Sterling feels different now, lighter, like a wound finally cleaned. Belle stands where her father stood 10 years ago, denied, humiliated, marked for death. She stares at the chair where they tried to break her. They thought they were untouchable. They thought a black woman with that name was just another victim to bury. They were catastrophically wrong. Vanessa approaches, voice low. What happens to the bank? The building gets seized, the Ashford name erased, Belle answers evenly. But the people who were hurt, they rebuild. That's the difference. Institutions can be destroyed. People endure. People heal. People rise. She picks up her briefcase. Her father's badge glints inside, a relic of unfinished wars. Systems that abuse power think they're invincible, but they're only as strong as the people who refuse to question them. Her eyes move to Vanessa, to Thaddeus, to Felicity. The moment someone says no more, that's when change begins. It took 10 years, Vanessa whispers. Justice isn't fast, Belle replies, heading for the door, but it's patient, and it never forgets. She steps into the cool evening air. Behind her, a bank that devoured lives. Ahead, 29 families about to get theirs back. Her phone buzzes. A text from Donahue. Morrison family located. They want to meet you. They said to say thank you. Belle stares at the message. A family she's never met, thanking her for a father they never knew. She types back, tell them I'll be there tomorrow, and tell them my father would be proud they never gave up. She looks one last time at the bank where her father was condemned, where she was humiliated, where justice finally arrived. 10 years, 4 months, 16 days. Some say justice delayed is justice denied. Belle Mercer knows different. Justice delayed is justice sharpened, refined, unbreakable. Her father started the race. She finished it. And 29 families who thought the system forgot them, will wake tomorrow knowing someone fought for them. Someone won. The baton has been passed. The race is complete. Barrett Mercer's legacy isn't his death, it's his daughter's triumph. She walks to her car, briefcase in hand, her father's watch still frozen at a 3:41. But for the first time in a decade, it feels like time has started moving again. She slides behind the wheel, starts the engine. Headlights cut through the dusk. 29 families are waiting. 29 stories once buried will be told, and fate has finally delivered its tale. Full throttle.